Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rev Team Arsenal back with another video. As you can see, we're back on the mat today with an Orbital Trap BA deck profile for you guys. Now, this is the deck I played this past week against Big Rel and his Mech Knights in a little casual duel to test out new decks for this current format. I can be honest, I actually enjoyed the deck. It's pretty fun, pretty inexpensive, and a deck that I feel like can possibly take down the locals or originals with a proper build. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. And we'll actually start off with the monsters and the non-BA fiends. So start off with our actual normal summons in the deck. Starting off with triple Phoenix Rhino Warrior. Should have to explain this card, but this card plus any BA that's not Graph or Seer allows you to get into the line of IP Masquerader plus Beatrice. So that's pretty good for this deck. Also, for the people who don't know what its actual graveyard effect is, it can send any other fiend from your deck to graveyard. It doesn't matter the level or anything like that, as long as it's a fiend. And while it's on the board, your fiend type monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's why it's basically an honorary BA in that sense. So we play 3 of that one, and then we also play double Tour Guide. 2 Tour Guide because 3 can be really cloggy. It's a great normal summon, but the problem is if it gets hand trapped, you're basically stuck with it because you can't summon any other BAs behind it. But if it does resolve, it is a bomb. But advice, if you are going to play Tour Guide in your deck and you want to actually be able to, get the best out of it, try to start off with your BAs first in hand. Like if you got 2 monsters, like 2 regular BAs in hand, they're not like Graph or something like that, just throw those down. You know how to build a board through those. And then if your opponent stops those, then you can normally swing your Tour Guide as your backup play. And then our last non-BA fiend, Absolute King Blackjack. It is a trap BA deck, so we have to play the mandatory at least one of, because it does generate a little bit more advantage for you guys. So basically what it does is when it's sent to the graveyard, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them back in any order, and then during your opponent's turn, you can banish them from the graveyard and send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. If it's a normal trap, you get to set it and activate this turn. But if it's not, it goes to the graveyard. Moving on to our BAs now. Starting off with triple Graph and triple Skarm. Now, we still play 3s of these right now because these are usually the best BAs to get into. Graph can special out another BA from deck. Skarm specials out another BA from deck. So it basically gets your BA plays going with these 2. But I might consider knocking down Skarm to 2, just so we actually have a better time with our Orbital. Then move on to the utility BAs. Double Seer, double Farfa, 1 Barbar, 1 Cowcab, and 1 Libic. Now, Seer specials any BA from your graveyard. Thing is, though, you do not want to have 3 of this in a deck. It can be bricky and cloggy. You don't want to necessarily, if you have to, you can special it from your hand. While you control no spells or traps, all your BAs do that. For most people already know that with BAs though. But if you do that, you won't have the special summon from the graveyard ability. So that's why you kind of play the 2 or the 1, because you don't want to necessarily see it. You want to actually keep it in the deck. Farfa, target monster on the field, banish it into the end of the turn, or the end phase rather. Definitely a 2 of, definitely a 1 of. Maybe a 3 of in a more pure build. Barbar, Cowcab, Libic, always 1 ofs. Barbar, you can banish between 1 and 3 BAs from your graveyard to burn your opponent for 300 for each. So it helps with our Orbital play. It also helps, get some free damaging off of your opponent. Cowcab bounces set cards, spells, and traps back to the hand. 1, unfortunately, but if it did more than 1, oh boy. And then Libic specials BAs from hand, or level 3 Dark Fiends from hand, I should say. So that's the wrap up our BA lineup. And then finally the rest of our monsters. Double Orbital Hydrolander and 1 Fairy Tale Snow. Now for you guys who don't know what Orbital does, basically if you control or you have in your graveyard 5 or more monsters with different names, you can special this from your hand for free. And then he has the quick effect of when you could send 3 cards from the top of your deck to graveyard. Hello, Dante. And you can pop 1 card on the field. Doesn't target or anything like that. But the only weakness of him is if you have 2 monsters of the same name in the graveyard, you can't special him, nor can you activate his effect. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But it's still a 3,000 beater, so it's a level here with him. And then Fairy Tale Snow, this is the girl. I don't know why she came back, but I'm glad she's here. Basically, you can banish 7 cards from your hand, field, or graveyard, specials from the graveyard. And you can do this multiple times per turn. And then when you use North Summon or Special Summon, you can basically Book of Moon a card. So it's an extender, a Book of Moon, helps get your graveyard together for Hydrolander. It's a win-win. Now that's gonna wrap it up for our monsters. Now moving on to our spells and traps. Start off with the spells. It's a trap BA deck. This never changes, bro. Moving on to the traps. Start from our normal traps. Triple Dynamiscus, Triple Torrential. These are the 3 O's right now because basically Dynamiscus is spot removal for any face-up card. Also, when a trap, normal trap in general is activated, he can summon himself in the graveyard. Torrential is a board wipe. So that's when we play the 3 of those. Then we play 2 Fiend Griefing, 2 Ice Dragon's Prison, and 2 Karma Cut. Karma Cut is like a weird one in a sense because it's a bridge between Dynamiscus and Ice Dragon's Prison, with it having the ability to banish 1 monster on the field and then also banish a monster of the same name in the graveyard, giving it the Ice Dragons and Prisons kind of ability. And also, like I said, the face up, well, not necessarily face up, but a monster in general, banish it from the field. That's kind of like the Dynamiscus thing. Thing is, it doesn't have the whole summon from graveyard thing. So it's kind of a weird one, but it's like basically like 2 more copies of Dynamiscus in a sense. Ice Dragon's Prison, I like the card. Because there's a lot of decks that have like the basically same typing nowadays. But most decks also like basing them have like throws like everything to their deck, so you don't know what to hit. And Fiend Griefing I think is really good right now. I might bump it up to 3. But for some fact that we can target 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it back into the deck, and you can send a Fiend from your deck. So there's basically 2 disruptions for the price of 1 card. So I might consider bumping up to 3 and bump Ice Dragon's Prison as well and take out the Karma Cuts. Maybe. So yeah. And then our last normal trap, and the reason why we play the normal traps, and it's a trap B8 deck, is because we play double trap shit. 3 of it's too cloggy, too breaky, don't like it. But basically what it does is you can banish 1 normal trap from your deck and set 1 to your field of the same name. But you only activate that 1 trap for the rest of the turn, so you'll have to actually make sure you do this last as your last resort. But it's also a great way to get into like Sanctum, Ice Dragon's Prison, Torrential, whatever the case may be. So I'm also considering putting cards like Sanctum in here and changing the ratio on my normal traps, that's for sure. And then our last trap in the deck, Triple Solemn Strike. You sometimes just want to get rid of monsters off of their summons because that's weakness with the deck. It doesn't really stop you on your summons. And a lot of people don't see it coming because, you know, it's a normal trap BA deck. You expect a disruption to your BAs or the extra deck monsters that the BAs get into, and then the traps, the normal traps, but you never really think about the counter trap, which is pretty good. So that's it for the main deck. We're gonna hurry up and go through the extra deck real quick. Not anything really spicy or special in here. Start off with the Exceeds. We're playing double Dante, 1 Break Sword, 1 Downerd, 1 Beatrice, and 1 Zeus. Shouldn't have to explain the double Dante. It's a BA deck. Nor should I have to explain the Beatrice, Downerd, or the Zeus. These are all should be standard in a BA deck. Break Sword is like more so a spot removal, a 1-for-1 spot removal for other cards in the field. But I'm also thinking about putting a card like maybe Nightmare Shark or Wind Up Zen Mains. Wind Up Zen Mains is his name? Yeah, I'll put it right here, a picture of it. Wind Up Zen Mains. Because you can go into battle, swing at a monster, detach it, save it. During the end phase of the turn, you can pop a card when your opponent's out of the field, and it also allows you to get into a Zeus basically for free. But I mean, I should have to tell you that part. So now moving on to the Link monsters. Link ones, just gravity controller. If you have a line where it's just strictly you have Dante and you don't want to risk anything like getting Gamma or anything like that, you just go into Dante via maybe a Graph and a other BA, or a Phoenix Rhino Warrior and another BA or something like that. Put them in extra monster zone, link it away for gravity controller. It basically gets you into Beatrice without even detaching or anything. So that's why we do that. Double Cherubini. Now this definitely is debatable. This could probably be a one of. You don't necessarily have to play two of it. This could possibly be a Verte or a Artifact Dagda or something like that. Whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily have to. It doesn't have to be another Cherubini, because I've only seen myself going to like one. Because you play the one because it's a line that helps you get into your Access Code Talker or your Boral Sword or your Appaloosa a lot faster and easier. But outside of that, definitely I don't think you need three of it. I mean, I need two of it. Maybe just one should be fine. Then you have IP Masquerena, Phoenix, and Unicorn, which is there for the IP. And then for the rest of our links, let me just move to the side real quick. We have Access Code Talker, Appaloosa, and Boral Sword. Now, Access Code Talker is pretty expensive. Even I think the Go Rare one I think is pretty expensive. You don't necessarily have to play this one. This could be a Boral load. It can be a 0 Borals. Any of those. It don't necessarily have to be that. And you also can put Transbani in instead of the Cherubini as well. Like this deck is totally up to you. It can be customized as any way you want, and I'm pretty sure it will work. Appaloosa and the Boral Sword are more so things I probably keep in there, because Appaloosa is going to be a great going first play, where you set up Appaloosa plus Beatrice with the right line. Boral Sword is basically just a game ender, which BAs love a good monster that can help and get them into game. So that's gonna wrap it up for this deck, guys. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section, and also what are your guys' trap BA decks looking like? Make sure you guys send it to us via our Instagram or our Facebook page, and we'll make sure we get back to you on them. But guys, it's been Red for Team Arsenal signing out. Peace and have a great day.
Hi guys, it's Bunny from Team Arsenal. As always, thank you for watching our videos, and always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.